Hello and welcome to Nerd Subculture. My name is Jared.
And I'm Edwina.
And if you're listening to this with a new intro, this is our Once More We're Feeling series on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Today, Eddie, we're doing Season 4, Episode 3, The Harsh Day of Light.
The harsh light of day.
The harsh day of light.
Okay, we might have had a little bit of a break since...
So we had a break, had a break, so my game's a bit off. Yeah. This episode originally aired October 19th, 1999, written by Jane Epperson and directed by James A. Contener. Eddie.
This is a full spoiler podcast. I'm a huge fan, but Jared has never watched the series all the way through, and I'm trying to convince him that it's worth his time.
And Eddie?
Is it?
Maybe. It was good to watch this again, actually. Get back to Buffy after Police Academy, maybe.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't actually. No.
Really?
Well, what was it like for you rewatching this episode, Eddie, as a huge Buffy fan? What's this one on the radar?
This one's up there. It's up there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I do really, really like these early episodes of the college years.
Right. Yeah.
As I have said before, this is, Buffy adjusting to college. And this episode explores sexuality and sexual experimentation and how complicated relationships can be.
Yeah, everyone was hooking up in this episode.
Yeah, and to explore this, it sort of follows three different, very, very complicated relationships, and it brings back, these old favourites.
Mm-hmm.
So we get, Harmony and Spike come back.
Yeah.
And we get Anya back.
Yeah, Anya.
And,
as a brunette.
And all of these, and they are now in the series.
Okay. I didn't recognise Anya.
Yeah.
As a brunette.
Oh, her hair changes constantly.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I kind of enjoyed it, I guess. It was all right. Yeah. Yeah.
Can you even remember?
What happened? Oh, that's right. She slept with Parker.
Yeah.
Finally. Lucky her.
Yeah. This episode, it's set up to be a crossover with Angel's episode In the Dark.
Mm-hmm.
And they were broadcast on the same evening, and they have Oz guest starring.
Oh, okay. Well, concurrently
Oz
were they? Or
Spike. Yep, on the same night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So straight after Buffy, you got to see Angel. Oh, okay.
Yeah. With this episode, and Oz was in the episode.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, the ring thing. Yeah. Now it's coming back to me now.
I actually watched it in preparation. I think you saw that.
Did I? No, I missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you want to go into the summary?
All right.
And then I'll talk more about this episode.
Let's get the summary. More music. Okay. This episode begins at the Bronze, where Willow remarks to Buffy that she has been spending a lot of time with Parker. However, Buffy does not want to smother him, so she keeps a safe distance and watches him as he plays pool. Parker approaches Buffy and asks her to walk home. After the band has finished playing, Oz, Willow, and Devon begin to put their equipment in the van out the back. As Willow waits for the others to return, Harmony approaches her. At first, Harmony appears friendly towards Willow, but ultimately reveals herself to be a vampire and bites Willow. Oz saves Willow by brandishing a cross, forcing Harmony to flee, but she also threatens them with an attack from her boyfriend. Willow and Oz then proceed to Buffy's dorm and warn her of Harmony. Harmony returns underground and Spike is revealed to be her boyfriend, undertaking a search for an unknown item by digging underneath the city. Harmony persistently annoys Spike to take her to a party, to which he reluctantly agrees to do the following night. The next day, Xander is helping to arrange Giles' books when Anya makes a surprise visit, questioning a confused Xander about their relationship. That night, Buffy and Parker go on a date to a party and run into Spike and Harmony, who are carrying a nearly drained partygoer. Spike and Harmony escape, but Buffy catches up with them. Spike proves reluctant to give any information to Buffy, but Harmony absent-mindedly tells Buffy that the pair are in town to find the Gem of Amara. Spike becomes enraged and forces Harmony to leave. Buffy phones Giles and tells him of the vampire's plans. Much to Giles' surprise, he believes the gem to be fictional. Buffy returns to the party and after spending more time with Parker, decides to sleep with him. Meanwhile, Anya arrives at Xander's home and they have sex while Harmony seduces Spike in bed. Well, everyone's just getting it on.
Lots of bow chicky wow wow.
The following morning, Anya tells Xander she is over him, but his lack of response angers her and she leaves. Harmony continues to irritate Spike and he too leaves to continue work on finding the gem. Buffy awakes in Parker's dorm and is happy to hear that he will phone her later that day.
I'll call you later.
Swear to God. As Buffy arrives at her dorm, she finds Willow and Giles researching the gem that turns out to be in a hidden crypt in Sunnydale. Soon after, Spike and Harmony discover the crypt. Harmony begins to try on the jewels while enraging Spike, who stakes her. However, she is impervious to harm. Realizing that she is wearing the gem, Spike forces it off her and leaves the crypt. Meanwhile, while searching for the information at Giles' house, Xander turns on the news, which is reporting on a giant sinkhole caused by the erosion of dirt beneath it. They come to the conclusion that Spike's underground digging caused it. Buffy tracks down Parker, but she finds him putting the same moves he used on her on another girl. She realizes that the sex they had was meaningless to him and thinks it's her fault. Willow, Oz and Giles arrive at the crypt and find an upset Harmony who refuses to help them and stop Spike. At the same time, Spike, protected by the gem, attacks Buffy in broad daylight and the pair fight. Xander attempts to help Buffy, but he is of little help. Buffy manages to remove the gem from Spike as he is forced to flee in the sewers. Later, the gang meets at Giles' place where Buffy decides she wants to give the ring to Angel. Oz offers to take it with him when he visits LA for a gig. Buffy then leaves Giles and walks around the campus, upset by the events with Parker. Anya and Harmony are also wandering alone. All three women heartbroken. The end. Actually, it's kind of a sad ending.
Yeah.
Inappropriate applause there, people. Jesus.
Yeah, so to talk about those three relationships. So, as I said, we have Harmony, who's now returned with Spike, and they have this very unhealthy, abusive, she is definitely way more in love with him and he really couldn't give a crap about her.
Yeah.
It's very reminiscent of, like Joker and Harley Quinn.
Oh, yeah. She's all infatuated with him and he couldn't care less about her.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what that relationship really reminds me of is Joker and Harley Quinn. Whereas because we had seen him before with Drusilla and he was just so he was very, very respectful of Drusilla.
Yeah.
And if Drusilla got upset, he would quite quickly,
Well, he would react to it, wouldn't he? And he'd try to comfort her or something. It was...
Yeah. Like, so you're so used to seeing him so caring and loving and tender, like, so sweet and
nurturing
and stuff with Drusilla. And then all of a sudden he's with Harmony and it's, he is just abusive pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And then we go to Anya and Xander, which is probably the least important aspect of
that
this.
run just came out of nowhere, didn't it?
Yeah, and I think it was because they realised how much they needed a Cordelia type character that just says what's on their mind.
Well, it didn't seem like he needed anything. She just approached him and says, "Hey, we're dating, aren't we?" He's like, "Huh? What? Who are you?"
Well, her whole thing is you have to remember she's been a demon for 1,000 years, so she's newly human, and she is wanting to try to start a relationship with Xander, but she has no idea how to do it. So this is, she doesn't know how to date. Like she doesn't know how to flirt. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, sorry, you just said she's fully human now, is she?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So have you ever heard of queer coding in a character.
Queer coding.
Yes.
No.
It's so like a lot of sort of one of those Hollywood tropes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they'll have a character. They won't outright say that they're gay.
Yeah.
But they'll generally be like, you know, like Scar from
Lion King.
Yeah.
I never thought he was gay.
C-3PO?
You know, all right, okay, that's a better example. Right. I think Scar was a bad choice. I just never thought of him.
He's actually a queer coded character. Yeah.
Just because he got a British accent.
No. It's the.
Was there something about he wasn't going to mate with the other lionesses or something like that? He said or implied or.
Yeah, this.
Okay, you got me intrigued now.
Anyway,
Scar's gay.
No, as I said, they're coded. Like it's you know, it's subtext.
He's got 3 million codes apparently, so at least one of them's got to be gay. 6 million. Sorry, 6 million codes.
But with Anya, I think she is actually an autistic coded character, which is also a thing.
Right.
I thought you might be more familiar with. Like,
all right, you're warming up to it now. Okay, all right.
Yeah. Like most people are pretty aware of queer coding with characters.
Yeah.
But she is definitely like an autistic coded character.
Yeah, I could see that.
And it's generally that person that takes things very literally.
Mm.
Like the Jax, you know, nothing flies over my head. My reflexes are too quick.
Yeah.
It's that sort of.
Yeah. Well, her awkwardness in interacting with him, I think, probably is sort of the dead giveaway. I think, like the way she just sort of walked up to him, haven't spoken for months, and started talking about their relationship as if they were talking to each other yesterday.
Yeah.
That's sort of the time differentiating of that they can't. They see that conversation as 5 seconds ago, not 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have no time disassociation.
I call it that. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what I was trying to say before.
Yes. Or object permanence as well can be a thing as well. Like, unless you can see something, like it's something babies have.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you can play peekaboo.
Yeah.
Because once they can't see it, they think it's completely gone.
Okay.
So she's definitely an autistic coded character. So she becomes that very literal, upfront.
Oh, I have condoms. Some are black.
But also someone that, you know, she's been around for 1,000 years, so she still has a wealth of knowledge, and is like, duh.
Yeah.
So she's still actually quite a smart character. But yeah, this is, you know, you don't realize this is the start of Anya and Xander's relationship.
Yeah.
And I think they also needed to add her in to take Nicholas Brendan out of being a possible love interest for Buffy as well.
Mm.
Because, well, you could tell that they'd set up Mark Blucas or Riley in the first episode to be the next love interest. Parker, he is honestly just the rebound boy. They needed a buffer between...
Yeah.
They needed a buffer between...
Got to play the field a little bit.
Well, they needed a buffer between Angel and Riley.
Yeah. And just what you're saying with Xander having been taken out of the equation, maybe it's also... You ever heard the term a case of the not gays?
Yes.
The Red Letter Media, I don't know where they invented this term, but they call it a case of the not gays. And it's when a character obligatory mouths at I've got a girlfriend, or they pair them up, or they mention that they're with a girl for no apparent reason, even though there's two lead characters. They give them the case of the not gays, just so you know that these two guys at the lead roles aren't gay.
Oh, okay. Yes.
The case of the not gays.
Yeah. Well, the fact that he has no male friends.
Yeah.
And only seems to have female friends.
Yeah. See? Yeah.
Yeah.
His case of the not gays.
I think he does need. Yeah, a case of the not gays. And believe it or not, I think they were tossing up. This will probably come in, well, pretty soon, I guess. When Willow starts experimenting with her sexuality, they were debating whether to make him They were either going to make him or Willow gay.
Yeah. Went with the safe option.
Yeah.
No deal.
Talking about Angel and Riley,
Mhm.
and that they really did need a buffer between those two. And then you've got Parker. And I do think that the Parker relationship, there's a lot of talk about why did she just jump into bed with Parker. Like, it was pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And I think it was actually her trying to get over Angel.
Yeah.
This is her attempt to get over Angel. Because remember, she has been dumped.
By a dead guy.
Yeah. Yes. She's the one that has been left. She's trying to get over it, and she's doing that thing. The one way to get over it, you jump into a relationship.
Or eat a lot of chocolate.
Yes, but she has to prove that she is getting over him. Prove to herself. Yeah. So that's what I think why I think she was a little naive, but also I think she just had that little glimmer of hope that maybe he was an all right guy. And in the commentaries for this episode, there was a line cut out, and Buffy had said, "I keep thinking this is not about Angel. Look how over him I am." Mm-hmm. And that was in that end conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they cut out this line because I think she spends another 2 episodes getting over. The
Parker.
next. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The next 2 episodes, she's still.
Yeah. Is he still floating around, or you don't see him again?
Do you see him in the background type?
Right. Okay.
Thing. I don't think you see him in the next one, but there's her being a bit. Wow, wow, wow.
He's moved on to another girl.
Yeah. Yeah. But there's 2 episodes, and we didn't get that with Angel. You didn't have 2 episodes of her moping about eating chocolate, crying into her pillow. At the start of season 2, you had her sitting there eating a can of peaches in a lonely apartment, kind of depression. But yeah, you don't get that this time round. And I think what also echoes what I was saying is that in the last episode with Kathy, remember there was a song that she was playing on repeat, which is that
the love song.
I believe in love after love.
Oh God, no.
Shut up! Shut up!
And and then there are the parallels with with the Angel Buffy relationship. After they had sex, he turned into a monster, like a literal monster.
Yes.
So there it was. This whole idea was subtext, and now it's just plain text.
Yeah. It's just plain text.
And
No subtext.
She, and she wakes up in a very similar situation, wrapped in a.
In the sheets.
In the sheets. Do they not have blankets? I don't know. Anyway.
Sexier that way.
No doonas, just.
Well, she got up with a doona. You can't see her figure that way.
Yeah, exactly. So she's wrapped in just a sheet.
Yeah.
Naked, and he's not there. And you can kind of see that slight look of panic on her face. That's a wound that's still there.
Expecting to walk in saying, "Oh shit, you're still here."
And oh my God, he's
get out.
It's funny, it is called the harsh light of day, for a reason. And it's that when you see his place, his dorm room in the harsh light of day, it's a freaking pigsty.
Was it? I couldn't remember. How come he got a whole dorm to himself?
He might be older. He might be I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Might have just gotten lucky.
Yeah.
Maybe his parents have a lot of money and
I guess
willing to pay more
maybe
money.
That's all bullshit about sharing dorms, as we said last time.
No, I don't know.
What else you got for us, Eddie, tonight? Or this morning? Or this evening?
I just want to talk about how much I hate Parker.
All right. How much do you hate Parker, Eddie?
And that whole scene where he turns it all on her and where he uses that line, "Is this what you really want? Is that what you really want right now?" When she was like, "Oh, why didn't you call me? And he's like, it's been a couple of days. Like, did you need something? Like,
is this what you want, though?
yeah, is this really what you want right now?
Oh, Jesus.
And then introduces her to that girl on the bench that he's hitting on.
Yeah.
And then that girl does this fucking look at her.
Like, you know, the I'm with him, you know, stay away.
Yeah,
sort of look.
it was like, oh, you know, it was sort of the, oh, you're so pathetic, like chasing after him. He, like, he should be like chasing after you, like, you know, that sort of, oh, you're so desperate kind of look. And I kind of wanted to slap that bitch in the face.
Yeah, made him look pretty good. Like as he's talking to this girl, other girls are coming up to him. He's like, oh,
no,
hey, baby.
No, he's got his leg up on the chair, talking to her, and then he sort of does this thing. Oh, here, you better go. You'll be late for class. You better go now. You're going to be late for class.
Yeah. And then doesn't do anything.
Introduces her to, like, introduces them like there's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, this is the other girl I'm going to be banging soon.
Yeah.
Want to say hi? And and then she gets punched in the face as soon as he walks away and keeps walking.
And then the fact that Spike sees the whole thing go down.
He's loving it too. He's loving it.
Is just, I think it's that little, it makes it so much worse for her.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's loving this.
Yeah. And like it's great to see the return of Spike. And it's just funny that he's with Harmony.
All right.
Harmony's pretty good in this episode.
Yeah, she was. I liked her. Yeah.
Yeah, like she had far more. Like you probably barely really saw her in the series.
Yeah, no, she probably had more dialogue than she probably had the whole series. I'd almost say in this one episode.
Yeah, like other than being, you know, saying bitchy comments
with the Cordettes. She was with the Cordettes.
Yeah. But she wanted to be head Cordette.
Yeah. Harlots.
Yeah. So she's pretty. She does some pretty mean things to Cordelia. And then Cordelia does some pretty mean things to her.
Oh, it goes around with those.
So,
but
anyway,
balls.
but I just think it's funny. She's just so she's like a Barbie doll in comparison. Like, you know, you've got Drusilla, who's full vampiress. And then you look at
and we had the grunge girl the other week.
Yeah.
The grunge goth vamp.
Yeah. Oh no, she's like indie vamp. Cool indie vamp.
Indie vamp. Yeah.
Yeah. And now you've got like she's almost like a Barbie doll. And she's got like everything was that frosted pink. Sparkly frosted pink that was so big in like the early or late 90s, early 2000s. I think I might have had a nice frosted pink lipstick as well.
We love the pink.
Yes. Next talking point, I'll go into the body language of when they all wake up from their night of having sex.
Mm-hmm. Wow, you've really gone in deep in this, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying what I noticed.
Yeah, that's good. I'm loving this.
It is also like a reflection of their relationships.
Yeah, no.
Because you have
Dig away, Eddie.
you have like Xander and Anya, and they're dressing awkwardly, talking awkwardly.
Mm-hmm.
Their bodies are like facing away from each other. Type thing.
Don't really know what to say to each other. Like, okay, that just happened.
And then you have Buffy who wakes up completely alone, and then he comes in and he is acting like everything is fantastic.
Yeah.
And he doesn't say, can you get out?
Maybe 1 seconds.
Yeah, he was just like, I'll call you later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he knows how to get a girl out of his room. You go buy them coffee.
Wake them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have Harmony and Spike. And Harmony, and it's weird because he is facing, I think he's lying on his stomach, and she's drawing on his back.
Oh. Is that with lipstick or something?
Yes. Yeah. Like, so he's asleep face down, and and she's drawing on his back.
God.
Yeah, kind of there. Writing. Oh, that's right. She had written Harmony loves Spike.
And when she was quizzing him about vampire law, can I bite Antonio Banderas?
Yeah, is Antonio Banderas a vampire?
Oh, is he a vampire? No. Can I go make him one? No. In fact, yes. And while you're there, do Melanie Griffiths and the kids as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, that was just something I noticed watching it this time. Is like they all the body language.
Oh, I like
going
it, Eddie.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really insightful.
I like how Spike's plans are revealed in that little confrontation with Buffy and Spike and Harmony.
Shut up.
Oh, that's right. It is almost done like a like two exes running into each other at a party with their new partners.
Oh, yeah, they have that awkward sort of moment, don't they?
Yes.
He even says, does he ask if that was your boyfriend?
Yeah, and she does this weird laugh.
Like,
Yeah, she's like, oh, absolutely, don't be ridiculous, type thing. Yeah, but it did give off that vibe that they used to date.
It did, yeah. You could see why he would ask that, because it sort of was that sudden, they run into each other
really,
and
really
just sort of stop and
super
stare.
awkward.
Yeah, like, oh, shit, you're here.
She's, Harmony's making fun of her outfit. She's making fun of Harmony.
Yeah.
Harmony's, that's right. Harmony keeps giving away his plans.
Yeah.
By accident. like telling him, oh, what, Drew dumped you again? He's like, I dumped her. And then he's like, she left him for a fungus demon. It's all he talks about. And calling her Dorcas was the other thing later on. And then as they're leaving, she's like, when we get the gem of Amora.
He's like,
shut up. Yeah. Yeah. And I will also say the fact that Parker was bonding with Kathy in the previous episode.
Yeah, you were mentioning something about some commie flags or something you're going on about.
I said red flag.
Red flags, that's right.
Red flag. Huge red flags were
I think
going
was he
up.
doing the same thing, the leg up, leaning on thing and leaning over?
Yeah.
That's his shtick, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Fluttering his little blue eyes, baby blues.
Yeah. Does that work, putting a leg up on something to talk?
It's very, it's sort of a dominant, do that to me, I'm moving back 2 steps.
Yeah?
Sort of it's to make yourself look bigger.
Oh, okay. Maybe he had shorts on and he's like, hey, baby.
Yeah, we girls don't want to see it.
No?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's a poop head.
Yep. Yeah, as I said, huge red flags. Red flags going up all over the place.
I mean, this place just looked like Moscow in the 1930s, all right?
There was red flags
Stalin was there.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Because he was bonding with her over the divas.
No.
And they had that little flirty thing going on. Yeah,
Hardly.
That is.
Did you spot that the first time you saw that? You thought, oh, this
I
guy's a
remember.
bit
Yeah,
dodgy.
I do remember going. Oh,
Yeah?
Yeah. Straight away.
You girls pick up on that stuff, don't you? Straight away.
Oh, some girls do, some girls don't.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. Which is why you can be easily manipulated by someone going, history. It's about these people just making choices. It's all about your choices.
I mean, is that really what you want right now?
And my dead dad.
What the hell are you talking about?
That's what he was saying to it. And yeah, and so within their conversations though, he was just talking about himself the whole time.
Really? I have to.
Yeah.
Maybe I do need to rewatch that. After this, I'll rewatch it.
Yeah. So when he's talking only about himself, and then I think he does eventually ask Buffy. I think it's something like, "Oh, so what's your hobbies and interests?"
Yeah, he does sort of ask that as if, I suppose I should ask that question. I don't really care what the answers are.
Yeah. And she was like, "Oh, do people ask that? What your hobbies and interests are?"
I suppose you would. Yeah. What are you into? Mergers and executions.
Yes. Yeah, No, that's what do you do for a living?
Mergers and acquisitions.
Yes.
Yeah.
And your hobbies is murders and executions.
That's my hobbies.
that's my hobbies and interests, are murders and execution. But I work in mergers and expositions.
Expositions. No.
No.
Acquisitions.
Sorry. Mergers and acquisitions.
Mergers and acquisitions.
Yes.
All right. Stay on topic, Eddie.
I know. I always thought that was a bit of a weird
pickup line.
Yeah, not a weird pickup line. It wasn't really a pickup line. It was just a weird segue within the conversation. So it could be like, oh, what bands are you into?
Actually, there's a funny scene. It just reminded me of in the film Cable Guy, and I don't know if you remember Matthew Broderick had a girlfriend he was trying to chase.
Oh yes,
and
yes.
she goes on a date, and it's with Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
And he's sort of sitting there and he's like sort of half interested. And so he's like, oh, so what's your job? What's your job? What do you do? What's your job? Like that. And she's like, hold that thought. I've got to go use the toilet. And that's when he goes to the toilet, gets beaten by Jim Carrey. But it sort of reminded me that he's just asking for the sake of it, but not really caring what the answer is. Just asking it for the sake of asking it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get you.
Yeah. So, Jared, what rabbit hole did you go down this week?
I went down the rabbit hole of the musical guests of this episode. I went down the Biff Naked. Biff, have you heard of her?
Yes.
I've never heard of her.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, I'd never heard of her. I'd never heard of this band. And I was noticing a little trend. I'm not sure if this is going to continue on with the series, but previously the artists that would appear on the show would be relatively unknown. In fact, some of them were just completely unknown. I couldn't find anything. Was one I couldn't find anything about. But this lady's actually quite popular, Biff Naked. Yeah, I'd never heard of it. I was listening to her music before. Actually, it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I was listening to her album came out a few years ago, Super Beautiful Monster. It's a pretty good album. I was just listening to that. It's kind of she's originally from Canada, born in New Delhi, I think. But I think she moved when she was very young to Canada. So is she kind of like, could I say, the Canadian Courtney? Canadian Courtney Love?
Canadian Courtney Love. Okay.
What do you reckon?
All right.
Would you say that, maybe?
All right. Are we going to have a whole bunch of Canadians coming after us going, no, that was Alanis?
Well, really? Alanis? No, I wouldn't say Alanis.
Alanis is Alanis. But
Alanis is Alanis, yeah. No, she's
She's
not an American anything. She is Alanis. So Biff Naked maybe, because she's a very similar style of music, I'd say. So this is, I was looking up on YouTube, this is one of the most popular songs. It got to number 2 in Canada, called Spicherman, I think. I was waiting for you to work that out, Eddie. Spicherman. Spaceman.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I did not get the that's from 30 Rock.
Spicherman.
Spicherman.
Yeah. So that other album, some pretty cool songs on there, I got to say. Yeah. So this is from this album, I Want. So some pretty cool music she's got. Yeah, she's still around. Been around for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Hey, what's your name? Hey, where you're from? Hey, where have you been all my life?
So I was saying the Courtney, Canadian Courtney.
Yeah.
I look like your future wife. Yeah, 'cause I wanna.
Yeah, so definitely check out her music. It's pretty good. She's kind of cute as well. But she's got the lip things done. Like I'm like, oh no, she was pretty hot back in the day, and she's got the lips. I was like, oh no, you didn't need to do that.
You mean just injections?
Yeah.
Or do you mean piercings?
No, the injections. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Oh no, I don't want piercings. It's Yeah, she's got
she's just done the injectables.
Yeah. It's like, oh, she didn't need that. You know? Oh, I hate it when girls do that. It's like, you don't need it. You look fine before it, you know? Oh, well.
I don't know. Every time I watched Married at First Sight, I have this sudden urge to go out and get injectables done because every single girl
It wasn't so bad the last time, I think, was it? Wasn't the one before where every girl, like, there was some really bad ones?
It's pretty much every year. There's most of them have.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm just like, are my lips okay? Do I need to go get injectables?
Well, you know, I really do like ducks, Eddie, and if you don't have a bill, I'm not interested. Shall we do question time?
I was just going to ask. So, had you seen this episode?
No, another new one for me. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah, well,
Let's go
tick
to
that off. Question time.
Answer the question.
All right, Jared.
Yes, Eddie.
Which character was your favourite? Now, we've had a few new additions in this one, so
Yes.
got a few to choose from.
Wow. You know, I'm going to say
Spike.
Harmony.
Harmony. Oh,
Yeah.
damn it. That's who I chose, was Harmony.
Yep. Harmony was the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
Loved her.
Yeah. Which character do you love to hate?
Can you skip this one?
Just Parker the Poop Head?
Did you want to skip this one, Eddie?
Parker the Poop Head?
No, did you want to skip this one? I think you wanted to skip this one, don't you?
Are you trying to gaslight me?
Why would you want this one? Yeah, Parker. Parker, Abraham's tank. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love to hate
Parker the
him.
Poop Head, as Willow
Yeah.
quite eloquently put.
She really is a little kid sometimes, isn't she?
I love that. He's kind of a poop head. Or she can't say what she actually wants to say because it's network television.
I get it. Yeah.
What was the most memorable fight scene?
Yeah, the Spike and Buffy fight scene was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I just want to mention with that fight scene, looks like Spike did some of his own stunts in that scene. There's a scene where he gets knocked to the ground and he does that weird flip up on his legs thing. And I watched it a few times, and it actually was it James Masters?
Yeah.
It actually was him doing it. You could tell when the stunt double was doing some of the martial arts scenes. But that was definitely him doing it. So I'm impressed that he's probably got a few moves. Did he do ballet or something? Or
He was
dancing?
a stage actor, and I do think I remember hearing him interviewed about that. And yeah, he said that he did do some of his own stunts because he did know how to do that flipping up because he had done stage acting.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm impressed. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably the same, but I quite like the fact that it takes place right
In a day.
right in front of so Spike witnesses, her get pretty much emotionally crushed by this
Kick
by
her when
this
she's
guy.
down.
And then he walks up and just punches her in the face.
Oh, it was the funniest thing. Like, he literally just walks away. He's no more than a few steps away, and he just walks up and just cracks her in the face. I was just waiting for someone to say, "Hey, the guy just punched that girl."
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah. All of a sudden, this busy, this super busy university campus is empty of people.
I know. There was people everywhere. What if the girl on the porch and sitting on the chair? Was she still there?
Oh, no, she'd gotten up and left by then.
Oh, right.
So,
okay.
because Parker was walking off as well.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But then I think Xander comes running up and he gets thrown into the pole. And I think at first glance, it looks like it's Parker.
Oh, okay. Right. Is that meant to be a fake out, was it?
No, I don't think it is. It's just the fact that it's I think it was just his hair. That's that similar long floppy hair.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, I remember seeing. He's like, oh no, that's Xander. But it happened so quickly. You sort of is that Parker or was that Xander that got his back broken when he threw him into the pole?
No.
LOL moment.
It was so funny when Spike wakes up and Harmony's just doing a lipstick on the back. That cracked me up.
My LOL moment is when Spike tells his minions and Harmony that they're on lockdown because they've found the actual crypt. They're just cutting into it. They don't want anything to happen. And he's like telling everyone they're all on lockdown. And Harmony, she's not even allowed to leave the crypt. And then Harmony's like, she starts sooking and like, you were meant to take me to France. Now I'm not even allowed to leave the crypt. She says something like that. And then it's like,
all the other vampires like, oh.
They all leave. They all walk off.
No, the way they just sort of, they all shrug and just go, oh, God.
Yeah.
Spike, what are you doing with this girl?
Yes, exactly. It's like, oh, God. Not again. She's going on about
Paris, wasn't it? Was it Paris?
Yeah. She's going on about Paris again.
God.
Oh, man. What are we going to do? Let's just get back to work. Favorite scene?
I like the final scene with all the girls wandering around, all sort of loveless and
yeah.
it's kind of a nice scene. Just the fact they're all just a few meters away from each other, walking in circles, like a perfect triangle. I think it was.
Yeah.
Pythagoras would have been happy.
Yeah.
All like perfect triangles, just wandering around the park, all sad and lonely. It was funny and nice and sad at the same time. So a lot of emotions in there.
Yeah. Mine was when Spike and Harmony literally run into Buffy and Parker, and it feels like running into an ex at a party with their new partners.
Yeah. And their drunken friend.
Yeah, and the drunk friend.
Oh, that's a funny story.
Yeah.
Just gets the fuck out of there.
Least favorite scene.
Well, I went for Parker talking to the girl on the bench, park bench.
Yeah, I went Buffy approaching Parker while he's using the same line about his dead father that he used on her. Then he gaslights her and she apologizes. She apologizes to him for doing absolutely nothing. Just gaslighting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He deliberately misled her into thinking that it was going to be something more, and then didn't. He was playing her pretty much. He's been a player.
Yeah.
Player. It's hard to watch that she fell for that. The fact that she fell for it all as well was kind of hard. Favorite quote.
Harmony, is Antonio Banderas a vampire? Spike, no. Can I make him a vampire? No. On second thought, yes. Go do that. Take your time. Do Melanie to kids as well. That was my favourite quote.
Okay. Mine's Spike. And that fight. He's like, so you let Parker take a poke, eh? Didn't seem like you knew each other very well. What did it take to pry apart the Slayer's dimpled knees? Did he play the sensitive lad and get you to seduce him? That's a good trick if the girl's thick enough to buy it.
Oh, you prick. God, he was just rubbing salt on those wounds, wasn't he?
But he does like this little hand move, like that, that little hand movement down his body as he says it as well. And it's very reminiscent of when he says something similar to Buffy, I think it's like, it makes me feel all manly. In School Hard.
Yeah.
Like he does this little rub down his body, and it's just amazing work on James Masters.
Yeah.
Like how he managed to do that without coming across as super skeezy is so difficult. But he managed to do it.
Yeah.
Like I just think in another actor's hands that would be so difficult to do.
And as if like Buffy would ever be interested in him anyway. I mean,
yeah. So it is that thing again. He is rubbing the salt in those wounds.
Yeah.
But also
shots fired.
Yeah. Who gets the wooden spoon?
Spike gets the wooden spoon, I think.
Yes.
Had the gem of Amara.
Yep.
And wasted it.
Yes. Do you know what his big mistake was?
He was monologuing, Eddie.
Yep. But also, he mentioned Angel and what happened with Angel.
Ooh.
Not the whole no one wants to take a second poke. I think he says something like that to her, saying that, he'd heard it from Angel saying this, that, yeah. And that's when she just fucking kicks his ass.
Awaken the sleeping Slayer giant.
It's enough. Like, she's like, enough's enough.
Yeah. Bored now.
Yep. Bored now. Exactly. That's exactly what happened. Who's the MVP of the episode?
I don't know. I've written down
difficult.
Buffy, but
It's not really.
it's not really, is it? No.
Do you know who I put down?
Harmony?
No. Oz.
Oz? I was thinking Oz too.
Because
Yeah.
he saves Willow from Harmony.
Yeah.
So that's why there's no real saving anyone from
No, there isn't. No, everyone. Yeah, I mean, Buffy got kind of duped by that guy pretty easily.
I was going to say Giles.
But he wasn't really much.
He-
He just looked up a book.
Yeah.
And looked turned on the TV for the first time ever.
Yep.
the
At a very, in that moment.
moment of weakness when they used the TV.
Yep.
What as funny the reaction to him having a TV. Now I don't know whether because it's a fictional show, things are over exaggerated, but would people really be that shocked that he would have a TV?
Or someone like Giles, yes. Because
You think? I know this is 20 years ago, but would
Well,
someone...
he had already gone on about how much he hates computers, but yeah, the same with. I don't know. I can't imagine Giles just really sitting down watching TV. He looks like he'd be sitting down
listen to the wireless.
listening to music. Like he, has that fantastic record collection.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So he'd be listening to records and reading
Sipping
books.
tea. Yeah, I guess.
Like he's a librarian. He'd just be reading.
But I reckon he'd watch the cricket though, wouldn't he?
Like they air cricket in America.
Be watching the Ashes? Well, he wouldn't be watching it now, that's for sure.
Yeah, so that was the best I could come up with was Oz.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. Yep, Oz. Right again, Eddie.
What do you rate this episode out of 10?
I gave it 4 trips to Paris.
That's so low.
Is it? Or maybe Netherlands then?
And 1 trip to the Netherlands?
Oh, you said low. I was just going sort of more north.
I mean, your number.
Oh, right.
4. Nah, this gets 8 out of 10 Gems of Amara for me.
All right, 5. All right.
You go 5.
5 trips to Paris. With a night in Amsterdam, all right? All right, lay in Amsterdam.
Oh.
Actually, I wonder how Amsterdam is going these days.
Yeah.
Just a lot of countries are legalizing cannabis. So I'm wondering if that whole sort of touristy part is kind of dying.
Yeah, I don't
I know there's all the other debauchery that they can do there as well, but that was the main draw card.
Well, they stopped doing that. You weren't allowed to do the mushrooms anymore.
Oh, they did that years ago, but
Yeah.
but the whole thing was the cannabis.
When we were there, you could do
Yeah.
whatever you bloody well liked.
I think you still probably can. It's still the debauchery area, so there's still plenty of other things going on there. But the draw card was the marijuana
I don't know.
coffee shops.
It is also that thing. I don't know. I think when they joined the EU, there was all those smoking laws brought into.
I think they were exempt.
Were they?
Yeah, because it's not tobacco. It's smoking tobacco, and they're smoking marijuana. So I think they might have found a loophole in that. I believe. I could be wrong. But I think you could smoke it so long as it wasn't with tobacco.
Okay.
I mean, not that I'd know.
Not that I
Not that I'd know.
Well, not that we'd know at all.
No. Eddie?
How many times did you go to Amsterdam?
So you got anything else?
How many times was it? Was it 4 or 5?
I don't know. They all just sort of mold into one in the end. All right. Well, we've reached the end of the episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. We are Nerd Subculture. My name is Jared.
And I'm Edwina.
And where can you find us, Edwina?
You can find us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. There is a Facebook group, and you can email us at nerdsubculture@gmail.com.
So I'm making faces at her. Smile!
He's telling me to smile while I talk.
Oh, God, I'm going to cop it tonight.
Yes, because girls love being told to smile.
Oh, they do. Like, share, subscribe, shout us a comment. What do you think of tonight's episode? the love triangles. Triangles, lots of triangles tonight. Lots of triangles. And yeah. And we will catch you next time. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Grrr.